Hello everybody and welcome back to another React video. I did do this video once earlier, but I screwed up and forgot the audio. So it originally was an actual React video. This time it's not quite as much, but we'll try to recreate this as best as I can and get it out to you guys to watch. This video is about the some ideas or some speculation as to what's coming out with the newest league that's coming out really soon, Settlers of Kalguur. So let's listen to what Talkative Try has to say about the subject. And I'll chime in every once in a while with my 2 cents.
Welcome to another Path of Exile 1 video. Legions of fellow PoE players are extremely hyped about one particular aspect of the next PoE 1 expansion, 3.25 Settlers of Kalguur, and that's its relation to boats. But players newer to the Path of Exile scene,
As somebody who really loves, the romance of sailing, and somebody who has been sailing several times in my life, and I really wish I could get back to doing that again. I always love games that have some kind of a nautical component in it, and you know, it'd be really cool if this game ends up having some kind of ship mechanic. But we'll talk a little bit more about why I think that's a little hard later on in the video.
And community might be a bit perplexed. What's the obsession with the nautical theme? Does every PoE player yearn to sail the 7 seas and go on a bit of a pirating spree? Well, yes and no. The desire for a quote-unquote boat
I think a lot of people have zero interest in boats.
Back to the most vibrant and divisive slice of the online PoE community, the Path of Exile subreddit. However, the rabid obsession with boats and water also partially connects to a hidden system within the game itself that has existed since 2013, around when Path of Exile officially released. We're going to
So I was not aware that there was any kind of a fishing component in the game, and from what he says later in the video, it doesn't seem like there actually is. There were just a bunch of things that happened. Let me know in the comments if there is some kind of a fishing thing that I'm just not aware of.
To briefly delve into both in anticipation for the big reveal of Settlers of Kalguur this Thursday. But let this video always be a testament to why PoE players are hyped about a boat league, because as many times before, this might all just be a massive bait by Grinding Gear Games.
And my initial thought is that it probably is going to be, I imagine it's probably going to be seriously nautical themed, but I think a lot of people are allowing themselves to build up this idea that it's going to be, you're going to be sailing around in a boat. And I don't see how they're going to be able to make that work given the way the control scheme in the game works. A point and click game, and then you're trying to have a boat and all of that stuff. I mean, I'm sure there are ways to get it done, but I'm a little hesitant to think that that's something they're going to try to do for this game. I don't know.
Before we dive into this sacred story, hit the like button, leave a comment, and sub to the channel if you like the video.
And same for mine.
I'm on the road to 25k subs, and I can only reach it with your help. Fishing is the premier
I'm on my
Easter
way
egg
to
in the entirety of Path of Exile.
Subs,
Many
so
of them
do it for me
exist,
too.
such as references to other games like Magic the Gathering, but every established PoE player, and hopefully you after watching this video, know that fishing is the biggest secret and Easter egg in PoE. Back in December 2013, fishing rods were officially introduced as an item type into PoE. However, just a few months before, during
I haven't seen a single fishing rod in my time playing. I mean, I haven't been playing that long. I've only been playing for like a couple months, but I haven't seen a single fishing rod that I can recall in my many playthroughs of the story campaign. Because I've done one of most of the types of characters that they are. I think the only one I really haven't done is the sword guy. It's not Slayer, it's whatever. The one that turns into a gladiator and all that other stuff. I just never got around to doing his. But, you know, I've played through the story campaign a bunch of times. I don't recall ever having come across a fishing rod. So where do you find those?
Two-handed swords that ended up having fishing rod skins with odd fishing-related modifiers. Almost immediately, this was claimed to be a bug and removed from the game. Then, just a few months later, fishing rods were introduced in PoE 1.0.
I mean, seriously, a graphical artist didn't put the time in to create a visual representation of a fishing rod, and then it's like something that specific doesn't show up by accident. I know they had to kind of cover their butts because they didn't mean for that to show up in the stuff, but it's like, come on, nobody believes you.
0.4. All the rods and their modifiers revolve around catching fish, reaching a legendary locale known only as the Winding Pier, and there's even a questline handed out by an NPC called Krilson, the Master Fisherman. He is voiced by one of the GGG founders, Chris Wilson. Can the egg get any larger? Well, yes. On top of the inclusion of fishing rods, the Winding Pier, and Krilson, it's almost 100% confirmed no one has ever caught a fish in PoE, ever. Additionally, it's quite the common thing to see
that makes
many
me feel like there's
responses to
no
questions
fishing,
about fishing in PoE communities like the Path of Exile subreddit to simply be deleted or redacted, which could mean moderators deleted the post to cover up any hints to finishing the fishing questline or actually catch fish, but it's actually just players messing with other players. Or so we all think. The best place to help the fishing cause and find out the truth behind PoE's fishing scene is PoE.fish, a comprehensive and reliable source regarding all things fishing in PoE. As they say on the site itself, please note this site is a huge work in progress and there is a ton of missing content. We will do our best to get together as much information as possible to help you in your journey. The fishing mystery is truly one to behold, and something that has been built upon by Grinding Gear Games for years and years with numerous leagues and their mechanics. Will it ever be solved? I am doubtful.
My microphone is picking up my speaker, and it doesn't normally do that.
Truly lean into the fishing angle, it just might be
there it goes.
Settlers of Kalguur.
If there was an echo for a minute, I'm sorry about that.
Boats. Ever since speculating about a PoE league has been a thing, players have discussed the possibility of a boat league wherein you'd ride a boat and go pirating or fish from the boat. There's even a Reddit post from Neversink, the creator of Filterblade, from 8 years ago that hints toward it. Of course, there's also the old PoE 1 character selection screen in which we selected our character while on
this right here is going to be something where everybody goes off the deep end trying to speculate that something's going to happen with a boat-related kind of thing. Because no, look, they're on a boat. They're on a boat. Oh my God, they're on a boat. It's just a cool background, guys. It's just a cool background.
People loved that screen and speculated it'd one day return with a boat-related expansion. Grinding Gear Games leaned into the joke a bit too, with a few tiny teasers here and there with hints toward boats, then everything changed in the lead up to Heist League's announcement. On the Path of Exile subreddit, the user ArcherNick raveled together a smattering of evidence that supported the upcoming PoE expansion being a boat league. They wrote out this tremendous post with this excellent TLDR.
So, look, the thing you have to understand about things like that is that if you have a conspiracy theory mind, you're going to come up with conspiracy theories wherever you see them. So just because there is circumstantial evidence floating around out there doesn't mean that just because you're able to collect enough circumstantial evidence to piece together a working theory that it's going to be something you can actually rely on, because there's just a lot of reasons why circumstantial evidence doesn't really work in a lot of situations. So just keep that in mind. You can create some fantastical pictures in your head using truth that turns out to be completely wrong. So you got to keep that in your mind when you're searching for little factoids like that, because it can really turn you off. It can really send you off in a wrong direction.
Will be Expedition. You'll sail with Lily, Whalem, Alva, and your new crew, 13 NPCs on the Black Crest ship. Upgrade your ship and crew with a new resource, treasure, and hunt for clues during maps. Eventually, you'll unlock the ultimate endgame map of the subaquatic city of Soatha and plunder it for loot, plus a fight with a tentacle sea monster or giant. Of course, this expansion didn't turn out to be Expedition, which was an actual league that came out a bit after. It was Heist. However, Grinding Gear Games commonly read Reddit back then, and they even do a bit today, but their engagement was far higher, and the old community manager, a mythical figure named Bex, enjoyed teasing the PoE community like no one else. Many players would study her tweets for hints as to what the eventual leagues would turn out to be, and many times it was verified her seemingly innocuous tweets had deeper PoE meanings. This particular user, ArcherNick, was so convinced Heist would be a boat league because of all Bex's tweets in the lead-up.
Hold on, I'm not sure what's going on my microphone right now. I have noise suppression activated for this, but it doesn't seem to be doing a very good job. And noise removal, room echo removal. But it seems to just like it's intent on picking up my speakers right now, and I'm not sure why. So hopefully it's not echoing on you guys. I don't know what's going on right now.
Up to the reveal. Bex was overflowing with excitement over the trailer she peeked at. Water or sea-related clue here. Bex corrected hype train to hype boat. Bex drip feeding us info via teasers. Also mentions well, which is very out of place in the tweet, both related to water. Bex shared a corner of a screenshot of the new league, but to ArcherNick, it seemed like the flooring of a ship. Bex with the "I'm already several teasers deep" referencing a deep sea or ocean. Of course, they were wrong in the end, and Bex was just messing with the community a bit. But this Kickstarter...
And this, I mean, even just taking aside the fact that some people like to be silly and do things like that, it's just a good idea in general for a developer to kind of keep things circumspect whenever they're trying to put information out into the community. They want to get you excited about what's coming up, but they also want to be very careful to not say things or make certain promises and then be unable to deliver and really make people mad. So I think it's really good when they can figure out a way to master the communications aspect of things in a way that makes it fun for the community, but doesn't really promise more than they can deliver on. Because that's a lot of companies get themselves into trouble by either not saying enough, Elite Dangerous, or putting too much out there and then being unable to deliver, and then people get really mad. And that's why a lot of developers are really skittish about communication.
Started the Boat League meme officially. Ever since, in almost every single league announcement, thread, or tweet, the community team has embraced the Boat League meme. Forum posts have pictures of boats in them. Teasers take place on boats. Texts might have some nautical language. And every single one ignites the Boat League fire and passion in the PoE community. It's all ramped to 100 with Settlers of Kalguur. Boats are omnipresent in the mechanical change teasers. There's even an actual new boat in the teaser trailer too. Then, the Expedition and Heist NPCs, the two most relevant Boat League sets of people, are involved in 3.25. All the teaser pictures also involve boats. It appears the community team is intentionally leaning heavily into the Boat League theme more than ever before. This is also the final PoE 1 league before PoE 2 hits, and they seem to be making drastic, good changes, and changes the PoE community have wanted forever. You know what else they've wanted?
So yeah, a couple of things I want to point out here is that this is a point and click game. There is no WASD in this game, so one of the things that I have that gives me a little bit of a doubt in the back of my head for something like this is that how are you going to make a point and click game and then also do the nautical part? And is it going to be one of those things where you turn into a ship and you're sailing around that way, or how does all that work? I don't see how the mechanics could be set up in a way that allows you to control a ship, and this game isn't really a ship control game. So I guess I need a little bit more clarification on what they mean by Boat League. Is it just going to be you have a boat and you upgrade it through the process, but it's just a stationary thing, or like how's all that going to work? What do they mean by Boat League? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think they mean by Boat League, or maybe some of you have a more of a nuanced perspective on all of that. The other part is that I think there's a good chance that I don't know if it's a good chance, especially since I'm not super involved. I haven't been super involved in the community or even in the game. I only recently got into it, but Path of Exile 2 is coming out pretty soon, and there's always a concern or a chance or whatever that the player base that has been into Path of Exile 1 starts playing Path of Exile 2. They love it a lot more than they ended up liking Path of Exile 1, and a lot of them shift over to that and spend most of their time playing that. And this is the last league before that comes out-ish. I mean, obviously it's the end of the year when it comes out, but I mean, it would be a good capstone to make it like the craziest one before they I don't want to say the word sunset, because they're not closing down Path of Exile 1, and Path of Exile 1 will likely remain very popular once Path of Exile 2 comes out. But for as far as passing the torch on to the next game, this is a great way to do that by coming out with something cool and amazing and just super awesome to kind of pass the torch off into the next game. I think that's a relatively reasonable way to look at it.
Wanted forever? A Boat League. Does this mean Settlers of Kalguur is the Boat League we've all been waiting for? Well, at this point, I've convinced myself. It's time for Boat League, my fellow exile. Hit the like button to send happy signals to YouTube, subscribe to the channel for more content, and leave a comment below.
And as I said, do all the same for my channel as well.
Let me know.
There will be a link to his video in the description, so be sure to click on that. Head over to his channel, give him the same love that I'm hoping you're going to give my channel, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check back on the channel and see the next video when it comes out. I'm constantly trying to find videos to do React content like this, and kind of just hang out with you guys and talk about it. So let me know if you liked it. Click the like button, subscribe, leave suggestions for videos you'd like to see me do on the channel. I'd like to do a lot more actual React content rather than just stumbling across a video and I've already watched it. So, you know, it'd be nice to be able to kind of just actually react to things. So, yeah, again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.